Hello and welcome to the visual arts portion of the curriculum slideshow for Grandview Heights High School. My name is Catherine Kelsey. I am the high school art teacher and I'm going to be talking about our courses. So if you take a look at this list, you're going to see the first course that most students take is Art Foundations. Art Foundations is a year-long course. It explores the foundations of art, including elements of art, principles of design, different types of media ranging from paint, to mixed media, drawing, to printmaking and calligraphy, all different types of materials, and it also explores different aspects of art history. We look at medieval art history, we look at modern art history, we look at a wide range of art historical styles and cultures as a basis for our major projects. Another cool part about Art Foundations is that it also includes a large amount of choice for students. That is, students have the option to work in areas of interest, materials of interest outside of the normal or standard larger teacher-based projects. So there's a great amount of freedom in this class and a great amount of ability to explore what you are interested in addition to looking at what we have presented for the entire class. So Art Foundations, one of the important things to remember about this class is that in it, students are not assessed based on ability. Students are assessed based on whether or not they meet the requirements for a project. So prior to any project being given, students are given a rubric with a set of expectations that they will meet for the project. And also, students are assessed on personal growth. So no student is expected to enter or leave this course as an expert artist or a perfect artist. Students are expected to meet expectations and to improve and to put in work and time and effort and to revise as necessary. However, students should not be scared about taking this course in fears of getting a bad grade based on whether they think they are good or bad artists. In this course, our main goal is to produce students who have a basic understanding, basic literacy in art, to understand that when they look at an image and they have a reaction to it, whether they like it or not, they understand where that reaction comes from and why they're feeling it, and they're able to articulate it. Research indicates that most high school students, on average, only take 1 year of art instruction after the middle school level. So that would be, in this case, Art Foundations. And we want, if that is the case, we want students to leave here as literate, educated consumers of art, able to discuss art intelligently. Now, a student might be able to skip Art Foundations if they have a considerable amount of art instruction outside of and beyond what is normal for art students coming into the high school. So if your student has taken classes at CCAD, or if they have had private tutoring, or if they have done any kind of other projects or work outside of the normal school curriculum for elementary and middle school that we offer here in Grandview, they could potentially skip Art Foundations. And that would be a conversation to have with myself, and you could email me for us to have that conversation. Students can also take Art Foundations concurrently or along with another art course, and that brings us to drawing and photography. Drawing and photography are each year-long courses, so they are separate courses. There's a year-long drawing course and a year-long photography course, and you can take them as a freshman concurrently with Art Foundations. Their prerequisite is Art Foundations. So drawing is a year-long exploration of the skills and media associated with drawing. A really, really important thing to remember with drawing is that you are not expected to even know how to draw when you enter this course. Drawing is planned, written with the idea that students have never held a pencil before and do not know how to draw at all. So that starts with the basics and it moves up from there. In this course, students will cover different types of drawing, such as looking at drawing portraits, drawing animals, perspective drawings, It's great for a student that might be interested in going to engineering or architecture, in that it does look at some scientific methods of drawing. It also looks at how to make things actually look real on paper. That is, how to translate a three-dimensional world that you see into a two-dimensional world on a flat surface of paper and make it look convincing. The other course, photography, its prerequisite is Art Foundations, and it's also a year-long course. Photography is an awesome course. It is a mix of both digital and film-based course. So for digital, students will use digital cameras. It's great if they have access to a digital camera at home, but we do have some at school for them to use. And they also learn how to work in Photoshop. They learn how to optimize image, how to edit images, how to composite images, and how to restore images. And they also spend about 50% of their time working in old school film-based 35mm photography. So they work with actual film, they develop actual film, they use actual film cameras, and we do have an operational darkroom that they print in. For this, it is ideal if students have a 35mm camera at home that they can work with. If they don't, that should not be a barrier to taking the course. I do have a number of cameras I have found at various thrift stores that students have the option of using or checking out as well for the course. So our projects in film are based in different art historical eras, based in the history of photography. So students will learn to shoot in a number of different styles, and they will also work on developing their own photography style. They will have the option to do choice-based projects or interest-based projects, as well as very teacher-directed projects. We learn basic print control in the darkroom, as well as creative manipulation. So photography is an excellent course. It's also a course where we do a service learning project. This year, our service learning project is to take pictures of adoptable animals at local rescue shelters, so that those shelters can use the photographs in their online presence to help those animals get adopted, and also in promotional materials. So that's a pretty awesome opportunity for kids to be able to go to the shelter, set up lighting, and actually produce work that is going to exist beyond simply in their binders or on their hard drive. So that's photography. Advanced Art 1 is the next art course, and its prerequisite is Art Foundations and either drawing or photography. You can take Advanced Art 1 concurrently with drawing and or photography. So for example, for a very motivated art student, they might during their freshman year take Art Foundations and drawing, and their sophomore year take photography and Advanced Art 1. That is an option. Advanced Art 1 is based on building personal style, exploring personal interests, and creating more independence with art making. So in Advanced Art 1, we work on 4 projects based around each quarter. So the first quarter, we work on printmaking. Students will expand on the printmaking they start with in Art Foundations with block printing. They'll also learn monotype printing, calligraph printing, and other forms of printmaking, including screen printing. So that's an option for students to make posters, for students to make record covers, for students to make t-shirts, tote bags. You can even print on shoes if you want to. So printmaking is a very popular unit. The second quarter in Advanced Art 1, we focus on ceramics. So students actually get to work with clay. This is the only actual section of art we have a formal clay unit. Students work with basic hand building techniques, but they also have the option to learn how to throw on the wheel. We do fire and glaze our pieces in-house, so students will get that experience of working with a kiln and understanding glazes from a more chemical or chemistry-oriented level. So that is the second quarter. Third quarter in Advanced Art 1, we do an altered book project. So the altered book project is very popular and very fun. Students take a book that is no longer really of much use. It might be a book that has been written out of the library archives. It might be a book that has been donated to us. But they choose a book and they turn it into a piece of art. And they use a lot of different means to do this. They use mixed media, they use printmaking, they use different types of techniques and materials to achieve this. And the end result is a very sculptural, very interesting piece that has a great deal of student ownership and input. This is based around their own ideas and their own interests, so they get to pick their theme um, and pick what they want to express about that theme. So the fourth quarter in Advanced Art 1 is actually an independent project. So taking their developed knowledge of materials and techniques and their own working style and interest throughout the year, students develop an independent project that they would like to complete. And an example of this could be creating a mural in the high school. An example of this could be tiling a surround around one of the water fountains in the hallway. An example of this could be producing a portfolio of photography to use for college. So the way that project works is students simply come up with their own idea. There is a research component to it where students research artists who work with ideas that interest them as well as techniques that they would like to work with. And then in concordance with myself, we plan out a project and they enact it. One option for Advanced Art 1 is to begin producing an AP Art portfolio. We do not have an AP Art class, however, students do have the option through Advanced Art 1 and Advanced Art 2 to put together a portfolio that is suitable to submit for the AP exam, which could potentially get them college credit. That leads us to Advanced Art 2. Advanced Art 2 is the highest level course we do offer. Advanced Art 2, its prerequisite is Advanced Art 1. And this is a year-long independent course in which students work on building a portfolio of interest-based and self-directed work with assistance from myself. This is normally very much taught as an independent study where students decide what they want to do, how they want to do it, and what to them constitutes success. And then they come discuss that with me. We come to an agreement on what they will do, how they will do, and what their success will look like, and then they go do it with help from myself. So this is a course where if your student is interested in putting together a portfolio for college or putting together a portfolio to submit for AP studio credit, this is where they can do that, where they can receive specific guidance for that. That leads us to AP Art History. AP Art History, even though it's at the end of this list, the prerequisites are not the other courses. It is recommended that a student take Art Foundations prior to taking AP Art History, but it is not required. It is possible for a freshman to take AP Art History. Mostly sophomores and juniors take it, some seniors. However, it is open to freshmen. If your freshman is interested in AP Art History, it is worth understanding that they will be seeing art with nudity in it, and we will be discussing potentially inflammatory issues related to religion and cultures. So that is a course where you and your student will need to decide if they are mature enough to take it. AP Art History is based on the 250 pieces that the College Board has deemed important enough to be included, and these range from throughout all of time and space in this world, which means we will be looking at art from the prehistoric era, such as Stonehenge and Serpent Mound, all the way up to contemporary art, which could conceivably be as recent as 5 years ago when the curriculum was written by the College Board. We will be looking at art from cultures all around the world, not just European. We will be looking at art from indigenous Americas. We will be looking at art from ancient Incas. We will be looking at art from Africa. We will be looking at art from India and China. We will be looking at art based in Hinduism, in Buddhism, in shamanism. We will be looking at art based in ancient Greek beliefs and Christianity. So we will be looking at art from cultures throughout the world, from belief systems throughout the world and throughout time. It is a very interesting course in that it's very cross-curricular. We talk about lots of different topics, and students really seem to enjoy the conversations we have in class. For this, one of the perks of this class is that all tests are open book, all essays are take-home, and students have the option to do interest-based projects to help boost their grade if they need it. We also do try to incorporate some studio art into this course, although it is mostly a discussion-based course. Students starting next year will most likely have the opportunity to take this course as College Credit Plus also, which means that they can receive college credit for taking this course independent of their performance on the AP test, which is a huge perk. This is also a great course that colleges love in that it demonstrates that a student is interested in challenging themselves in an area that is not required. That is, a student can take an AP English course in place of a normal English course, and that is showing acceleration and challenge. However, it is not required to take an art history course. So if a student opts to take an AP art history course, it means that they are opting to challenge themselves above and beyond what is required. And colleges love that. Colleges also love the cross-curricular content of the course and the commitment that it shows students have to their own education. So this is also a course where we take field trips. We go to art museums. We try to go to Serpent Mound in Adams County every year, and it's a really, really fun course. If you have questions about the workload or requirements for this course, please send them to me, and I will be happy to talk about them. So those are all of the art courses, all of the visual art courses at least, that we offer at Grandview Heights High School. I will emphasize that we are committed to helping your student achieve what they are interested in and making a comfortable home for students in the art department. So if your student has interests that are not covered in these courses, please feel free to contact me. If you have questions about appropriate placements for your students, please also feel free to contact me. And if you have any questions in general, contact me. I'm here. My email address is catherine.kelsey@ghcsd.org, which is KATHERINE.KELSEY@ghcsd.org, and I would love to talk with you. Have a great day.